Hey everyone, my name is Keisha and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be letting you guys know what my Reading Rush TBR is. So the Reading Rush is a readathon that takes place every year and it's hosted by Raylene and Ariel Bissett. So I will go ahead and link their announcement video and TBR video down below in the description. This is a readathon that takes place between July 20th and July 26th. I'm really hoping that I'm able to participate this year. I haven't participated in the years past just because I haven't been able to. I haven't really had the time, and to be honest, I don't really have the time this year either, but I'm gonna try to make it work. I am working full-time and I am taking 3 online classes, so it's just gonna be really hard for me to fit all of this in, but I would like to try to get to all of the prompts, even if that means that I have to double up on some of those, but I'm gonna try to get my homework done the week before. That way, maybe at least when I get home from work, then I can just spend my time reading, but we'll see how that goes. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into my TBR. So the first prompt is to read a book with a cover that matches the color of your birthstone. So I was born in September and my birthstone is a sapphire, so I feel like this is pretty easy for me because I have a lot of blue books. I actually have 3 options for this prompt. My first option is 13 Little Blue Envelopes by Maureen Johnson. I read a book by Maureen Johnson last year. It was actually Let It Snow, so she was one of 3 authors in that book and I enjoyed her story more than the rest. So I decided I wanted to pick up another book by her, so this is option number 1. Option number 2 is Truly Devious by, again, Maureen Johnson. So I haven't read anything else by her, as I mentioned before, besides Let It Snow, so I'm really excited to hopefully get to one of these. This one is a kind of a contemporary that involves a girl backpacking through Europe to find 13 little blue envelopes that her now passed away aunt has left for her to find. This one is a murder mystery and it's the first book in a series. This is also the first book in a series. This is 2 books, I believe. This one was originally a trilogy, but now I feel like I've heard somewhere that it's gonna be more. So that kind of intimidates me, but nonetheless, I've heard good things, so this is my second option. And my third and final option is The Archived by Victoria Schwab. So I know this isn't really sapphire, but it is kind of blue. It's a darker blue, and it is shorter, though I did kind of notice earlier that there is smaller text, so that kind of intimidates me, but I feel like I'm probably gonna end up reading this one. We'll see. Victoria Schwab is an author that I really love. I love her Cassidy Blake series. That's a middle grade, and you may know first book is City of Ghosts. It's a great series. It's one of my favorites. I really love it. And I also liked her Vicious series. Of course, Vicious is my favorite of the 2 books that have released. I tend to like the first books better anyways. But anyway, so this is another series that I would like to read by her. It's a duology and I have just the first book right now. If I like the first book, then I'll get the second one. But this is about, from what I can remember, there are bodies stored on walls and they're called histories, and this girl is looking after them, and some of the histories are starting to escape. Somebody's letting them escape. So that just sounded like an intriguing concept, so this is my other option. The next prompt is to read a book that starts with the word the, and so I also have a couple of different options for this one as well. Of course, The Archived can count as this if I need to double up, so that's probably what's gonna happen, but I'm being a little bit ambitious here. So my other options are The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren. I read Love in Other Words by this author duo last year and I absolutely loved it. This is a romance novel, just like Love in Other Words was. They are romance authors and I absolutely loved the writing style and the story of the first book that I read by them. And I've heard this one is one of their best, and it's set in Hawaii. It seems like it's gonna be a haters to lovers type romance, and I just feel like this is a good summery read, so this is definitely a contender. Next is The Night Country by Melissa Albert. I read The Hazelwood last year and I really enjoyed it. It's a fantasy, dark fairy tale kind of story, and I've been meaning to pick up The Night Country. It came out, I believe, in January, and I just haven't gotten around to it yet. So I'm hoping to pick this one up, and this could also work for the sapphire cover for the first prompt as well, since it is blue. So this could possibly be one that I double up on as well. And then the last book that I have as an option for this prompt is The Betrothed by Kira Cass. I chose this one just because 1, I've really been looking forward to it, and 2, I know that Kira Cass has a pretty quick writing style and I can get through her books pretty quickly, and with the readathon, that's something that kind of needs to happen. I need to be able to read a little bit quicker because I'm trying to read more books. But I've actually heard some not so great things about this, so that makes me a little nervous. but hopefully, I don't know, hopefully it'll do it for me. This is just, it says on the cover, the king has chosen her, her heart belongs to another. So I believe this is a story about a girl who thinks that she wants to be part of royalty, and she decides that she really wants to lead another life. So I am excited to get to this one despite all the negative things I've heard. I'm hoping that I'll like it anyways, but that is my last option for this prompt. The next prompt is to read a book that inspired a movie that you've already seen. So I decided to choose Pippi Longstocking by Astrid Lindgren. So when I was little, Pippi Longstocking, the animated version, was one of my favorite movies, and I actually just watched it earlier this year because I was feeling a little nostalgic and I wanted to get back into it. And let me just tell you guys that those songs were stuck in my head for months, it seemed like. But I've never read the novel, and so I decided that I was gonna get this. I got it through interlibrary loan from my library, so I'm really excited to read this one. I feel like because it's middle grade and it's a little bit shorter, that this will be an easy one for me to read. The next prompt is to read the first book that you touch, and so I decided to make this a little bit easier on me just because I know that the likelihood of me even being able to do all of these prompts and to read all these books is not very likely. So I decided to just stack up all of the books that I had already planned to read or there were options for me to read, and then I just picked from there. And so I will insert that clip here. The next prompt is to read a book completely outside of your house. And for that, I chose Fortunately the Milk by Neil Gaiman and illustrated by Chris Riddell. So I love Neil Gaiman, if you don't know that already about me. He's one of my favorite authors, and I've really been wanting to read Fortunately the Milk. I've heard good things about it, and I mean, just look at this cover. It is so cute. I don't know who wouldn't want to read that, looking at that, and there are just crazy, adorable, quirky little illustrations in here. So I'm really excited about that. It's also shorter in a middle grade, so it'll be a quick book for me to get through, which is always perfect for readathon. So I'm not actually sure if I'll be able to read this one outside, just because there's not really a place around me. Like, I don't have a porch or anything I can go sit on or anything like that. So that might be a little bit difficult. I'm not really sure yet how I'm going to be able to do that prompt, but we'll work it out. The next prompt is to read a book in a genre that you've always wanted to read more of. And that genre for me, one of those anyways, is historical fiction. Every time that I've read historical fiction, I've ended up really enjoying it, but it's not something that I gravitate toward, and it's not something that I just usually want to pick up on my shelves. So I thought that this would be a good opportunity for me to read another historical fiction, and there is one that I have been thinking about ever since Bree from Call Me After Coffee mentioned it, and that is Montauk by Nicola Harrison. So this is a little bit thicker of a book. It may not be for some of you guys, but it is for me, and there's lots of words on all the pages. So I'm not sure if I'll get to it. I'm really hoping that I will. But this book is like a historical romance, I believe. And so I'm really excited to get to this one. I don't know much more about it than that. But yeah, I'm just really excited to read it. So hopefully it'll work out. And then the last prompt is to read a book that takes place on a different continent than where you live. So again, I'm going to use Montauk by Nicola Harrison just because that will kill two birds with one stone. And I will be able to hopefully get through this chonker of a book. It's probably not a chonker for most of you guys, but I tend to read shorter books, and that's not short. So anyways, so these are all of the books that I'm not going to read for the reading rush, just because I know I won't read that many. But these are my options. This is my TBR pile, my possibility pile, as Bree would say. So I am probably going to end up reading, well, since my touch a book thing landed on the Unhoneymooners, that kind of just killed it for the trying to double up here. So I may not stick to that. We'll see. I'm going to try to vlog my experience. We'll also see how that works. You may not get a vlog, but we're going to hope that I can do a vlog. So I'm probably going to do, now that I think about it, I'll probably read 13 Little Blue Envelopes, The Unhoneymooners, Pippi Longstocking, Fortunately the Milk, and Montauk. But if I decide that I don't feel like reading The Unhoneymooners and I don't want to keep that first book that you touch prompt, then I'll probably read either The Archived or The Night Country, and then the rest of those. So we'll see how that works. But I hope you enjoyed this video. If you are participating in the Reading Rush, go ahead and link your channel down below if you've posted a TBR, because I love watching those TBR videos for different readathons. So make sure you post that down below. And also, if you like this video, please hit the like button. And if you want to see more videos from me, then hit the subscribe button and the bell to get notifications for every time I post a new video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!